Hello, I'm Pokemon Trainer Golden, and this is the Monday edition of Weekly Wonder Trade. Welcome to the first video of Miscellaneous Mondays. We are starting things off with my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. I've been playing Pokemon technically since the second generation, but I was a fan of the series since the inception of the show, so I have seen the number of Pokemon grow from 151 to the current 718. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Number 10. Sandslash. First we take the adorable Sandshrew, and then it hits level 22, and it evolves into the awesome-looking Sandslash. Giant claws, spiky back. Sandslash was one of the first Pokemon that I liked as a kid. He reminds me of a hedgehog, and seeing as how my first video game ever was Sonic the Hedgehog, you could say I have a certain affinity for them. Assuming they add more Mega Evolutions in the future, I would love to see one for Sandslash. Can you just imagine? Even bigger claws, an even spikier back, maybe some armor plating. Yeah, he'd be awesome. Number 9. Haunter. The Ghastly line is the original ghost type, and while Gengar is cool and all, I've always liked Haunter more. I'm not entirely sure why. It might have something to do with the fact that Gengar's just a little too egg-shaped and has those short stubby legs, and Haunter just looks a little sleeker, a little meaner. There's not much else to say about this. Haunter's just cool. Number 8. Tyranitar. When I first saw Tyranitar, I knew I had to have one. I even had a Tyranitar trading card back when I collected the cards. Tyranitar's Mega Evolution just takes the awesome armored dinosaur and makes him even more awesome. Look at those shoulders. Those shoulders don't care what you think about him. Number 7. Poliwrath. Like Sandslash, Poliwrath was another of the first Pokemon that I liked. Obviously I like Poliwrath a little more though, seeing as how he's higher up on the list. He's an awesome, buff tadpole frog thing. And I've always liked fighting Pokemon, even though I do not really like the fighting type all that much, if that makes any sense. Number 6. Hitmonlee. Funny I should mention fighting types, and here's Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is the first Pokemon I ever liked. I've mentioned others. Poliwrath, Sandslash. No, Hitmonlee is the first. I remember seeing one of the commercials for Pokemon Red and Blue, where there's like Pokemon on a bus, and I saw Hitmonlee, and I immediately loved him. He was awesome. I think Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and maybe Hitmontop, need Mega Evolutions as well. Just go all out with them. Giant crazy legs. Huge, Mega Evolved fists. Head spin things. You're dumb, Hitmontop. Number 5. Blaziken. Blaziken has risen in the ranks of my favorites after my recent X and Y playthrough with my speed-boosted Torchic. I've always picked Torchic in Ruby and Sapphire. His Mega Evolution makes him even better. Flame wristbands, Heihachi wing hair. He could not get any cooler. Number 4. Lugia. Lugia is one of my favorite legendaries. Second generation is easily my favorite gen, and even though I played Gold version more, I prefer Lugia over Ho-Oh. Psychic types are usually just pretty cool on their own, and the fact that Lugia can also learn some water moves makes him even better. There's only one legendary that I like more than Lugia, but you'll see that later. It's not number 1, so don't worry. Number 3. Scizor. Scizor holds a special place in my heart for being my first cloned Pokemon. Yeah, remember when you could clone Pokemon by saving and restarting the game? Well, my friend had a level 100 Scizor, and he used to clone it and just give it out to people. Scyther was one of my favorites from Gen 1, and its evolution is even cooler. Also, False Swipe. Enough said. Bullet Punch. Number 2. Suicune. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm gonna say it. Suicune was the first legendary that I ever got. Even though I played Gold and Silver first, I actually completed Crystal before them. I have quite a story to go behind this too. I was trying to capture Suicune, and had run out of Ultra Balls, Great Balls, Pokeballs, and pretty much any sort of ball that would be useful for capturing it. So in a last-ditch effort, I threw a friend ball at it. It worked. Being a child, I named my Suicune that I had just caught with my friend ball, Friendly. Yeah, not so original, but whatever. Friendly was awesome. And he's my friend. Number 1! Here we go. Number 1. Every time that I've played Gold, Silver, and Crystal, I have always chosen one starter. The same one. Every time. Gold, Silver, Crystal, Soul Silver, Totodile. Which evolves into Feraligatr. When it bites with its massive and powerful jaws, it shakes its head and savagely tears its victim up. Feraligatr intimidates its foes by opening its huge mouth. In battle, it will kick the ground hard with its thick and powerful hind legs to charge at the foe at an incredible speed. It usually moves slowly, but it goes at blinding speed with its attacks and bites its prey. There is nothing else to say. Feraligatr is a killer. Totodile is silly and cute. Croconaw is a Totodile that became a caveman. Feraligatr is too cool to have an O in its name. Feraligatr, Feraligatr, Feraligatr. On a more serious note, Feraligatr was the first Pokemon that I ever got to level 100. I saved the first rare candy that I got in Pokemon Crystal and used it on my Feraligatr, which was named Croc when it was level 99. Croc hit level 100, and it was awesome and something that I will never forget. In honor of Croc, all of my future Feraligatrs have been named Croc and have all been female, just like the original one. Croc's legacy shall forever live on. And that is part of the reason as to why Feraligatr is my favorite Pokemon of all time. That's all for today. Tell me what some of your favorite Pokemon are in the comments section, and stay tuned for Wednesday's edition of Weekly Wonder Trade. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday.